Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Arkham Horror, the card game. All right, so real quick, I did do a change with Ursula Down's level up stuff. I decided to go ahead and not upgrade the magnifying glasses, and instead I'm going to replace my Burning the Midnight Oils with two existential riddles. So I think this is our first time playing with this. Yeah, actually it is. Um, It's hard to tell because I do scrap playthroughs. So, existential riddle. It's an insight paradox. One cost event can cost one experience. Can be committed for willpower and intelligence. And it's a parlay. Choose a non-elite enemy at your location. Test willpower or book 8. This test gets -1 difficulty for each other card in your hand. If you succeed, you automatically evade the chosen enemy and you attach it to it. Attached enemy gains aloof. So this is amazing for a lot of reasons. One is it's a parlay, so it doesn't provoke. It allows you to evade an enemy even if it's not engaged with you. And in the case of Seeker, who tends to want to do a lot of card draw, this goes really well as well to ensure that you can at least reduce the difficulty to a reasonable level. Now, so far my luck with this card has been to draw the auto fail every time I've used it, so I'm hoping it'll do a little bit better. But there's a lot of situations where you're just getting chased down by an enemy, and you could just use this to prevent it from messing with you. It's also really good in this campaign because if it doesn't engage you, it can't trigger its engaged abilities. So we're gonna go with that. So delete that. One other thing, I did make a rules mistake in the previous session in Devil Reef. I did actually. So one thing I tend to forget very often, unfortunately, is Brandon Cthulhu does actually have a penalty if you pass by 0. So this one, for the upgraded version, you lose 2 actions if you pass by 0. For the level 1 version, it is you lose 1 action. I did pass 1 test by 0, from what I saw. The good news is the only action I did with that remaining action I had on Zoe was draw a card, which for the most part not drawing that card would not have really changed much. In fact, it would have made things a little bit safer because while I was cleaning up last session, I drew the next card of Zoe, and it was actually her weakness. So honestly, it worked out in my favor. So I apologize. I always make that mistake. I always forget about the penalties for divination and Brandon Cthulhu. So I'll try my best to do a little bit better. Also, I keep forgetting you can use willpower as well for your checks for Brandon Cthulhu, and I did have cards in my hand that I could commit that are willpower and not fist. That could have helped. Anyway, that is the gist of that. I'm just making sure this is all correct. Is it 36? Give me a moment. Sorry about that. I did forget to re-add the magnifying glasses, I believe. So I'm just making sure. Yeah, I did forget to re-add them. So the level 0s, that's what I'm keeping, and we shouldn't have Burning the Midnight Oil anymore. We don't. Okay, and we of course have Existential Riddle. Okay, so that's 36. So that should put us up to 38 cards, which should be correct, because we have 30 cards usually. Yeah, we usually have 30 cards, and then there's weakness, exclusive, and then basic. So it should be 33 cards, and then another 5 on top of that. So yeah, we should have 38 cards in total, which we do. We have 26 here, and this here is our 12 skill cards. We'll take care of all that in a bit. Anyway, we're going to be diving into horror and high gear this time, so let's get going. Trees whiz by as you rumble along the old dirt road just outside of Innsmouth. The sun has set over the western horizon, leaving only the full moon to bathe the dusty roads in its brilliant, airy glow. Here, Agent Harper shouts from the passenger seat over the rumbling of the automobile engine. She points to a spot on the map she has spread across her lap, tapping it repeatedly. Falcon Point Lighthouse. That's where Osiris should be. A shudder courses up your spine. If your memories are to be believed, Osiris is the man who left you to die in those tidal tunnels. You ask Harper how far Falcon Point is from Innsmouth, hoping to arrive before the Order realizes you have escaped. She sighs. It's not that far, but these roads are meandering. They could be difficult to navigate. One wrong turn and both you and Harper see the lights of your rearview mirror at the same time, headlights. And they're growing larger and brighter by the second. Harper curses under her breath. I don't suppose those are friends of yours. You shake your head and tighten your grip on the wheel. It Seems the Order has already caught wind of your flight from Innsmouth. You tell Agent Harper to hold on and slam your foot on the accelerator. Okie dokie. So this is going to be another scenario that has vehicles. It also has the road mechanic, which we'll be dealing with. There's also, for the vehicles in this one, they're going to be in two different versions, or two different states, either running or stopped. And yeah, I definitely made a couple of mistakes. I definitely made mistakes when I did played this on my personal playthrough. One of them required me to restart entirely, and the other one I didn't catch in time. Mainly because I forgot how to read. So yeah, the way roads work, each time a road is brought in, the first location must be the top location of the road deck. Each remaining location is that. Okay, so yeah, I missed this part down here where you're supposed to shuffle the locations. But yeah, so the way this works is road X. If it's road 1, then you just grab something from the old Innsmouth road, from the road deck. And if it's anything higher than 1, you would grab 1 from the road deck, and then the rest will be from a long way around location, which is over here. Yeah, 6 long way arounds, and then the rest are old Innsmouth roads. And then what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to shuffle them and then set them up as a column, so they're randomized, so you don't know which is the correct way. I didn't do that, so I was always going the correct way. There's a lot of cheeky things you can do here to manipulate how the mechanics work here that can really break things open. I'm not sure how well I'll do. The biggest challenge for this one is not necessarily getting there in time. It's usually getting all the clues to get the victory, because you generally don't want to stop because you're being chased. Anyway, sorry for all that rambling. Let's go ahead and let's see. The vehicles, I believe, have all the same stuff. It just shows the rules because these used to be all separate, like scenario packs or whatever. Okay, so we'll go ahead and shuffle. So real quick, we have 2 different agenda decks. So this one is if the Terror of Devil Weave is alive. It is not. And then this one is if it's dead. So we put that one there, and we're good to go. Here's the encounter deck. I'll shuffle it. The chase is on, version 2. On your way to Falcon Point, you are ambushed by agents of the Order. As an additional cost for you to move while not in a vehicle, you must spend 2 actions. So again, much like the previous scenario, it'll take 3 actions to move to a location if you are not in a vehicle. At the end of the round, starting with the rearmost location, set each location with no vehicles, enemies, or investigators aside out of play, or add it to the victory display if it has victory X and no clues on it. Stop when you reach a location with at least 1 vehicle, enemy, or investigator, or the location behind the rearmost investigator. 8 doomed to advance. So yeah, we'll have Pen to the Queen to kind of help pick up any clues we miss. But if it runs off the road or runs off the board before we're actually able to clear it, we'll miss the victory. And there's actually a lot of victory you can get from here, but it's pretty hard to do unless you're playing Amanda, which is the character from this campaign, I believe. Anyway, Act 1A, pedal to the metal. Your only chance is to reach Falcon Point before your pursuers catch up to you. Each enemy gains Hunter. At the end of each investigation phase, each vehicle that is running must move to a connecting road location of the driver's choice. So that's what I forgot originally when I first played this, which made it a lot more difficult. And then the objective is drive to Falcon Point as fast as you can. You will be instructed when to advance. All right, and then, of course, we have this fancy card here. Skull is -1, but it becomes -3 if there are 6 or fewer locations remaining in the road deck. Cultist is -1 for each point you fail by. An investigator in your vehicle must place one of their clues on your location, so don't ever do that. Tablet is -2. Each point you fail by investigating your location loses 1 resource. Okay. And then the last one is an Elder Thing, which we do have 1 now. -4 if you fail, resolve the Hunter keyword on each enemy in play. So that can be pretty rough if there's enemies on the board, which, spoiler, there probably will be. All right. Let me put a break here and BRB. All right. Let's go ahead and do initial setup. I'll start with Zoe first. So we do have Stick to the Plan finally. Shortcut is a tactic, for those who don't know. So tactic and supply cards, I have level 2 emergency cache, ever vigilant, and shortcut as the 3 cards I have set aside. So pretty much ever vigilant is for our opener, emergency cache is if we're desperate for resources, and then shortcut is if we need to get the hell away, which in this case is not going to really be that helpful because we're in a vehicle. Anyway, shuffle. and draw. All right. Don't want any of. Yeah, I don't want any of that. I just want I want assets. 1, 2, 4. Okay. Flesh Sword will actually be pretty useful. 3, 2. Okay, yeah, I have enough to play everything except for something worth fighting for. So we can do a setup like that. Not too shabby. Okay, and then over here, I need to do the setup for Ancestral Knowledge. So I need to shuffle all of my skills. So I have 12 skills in here. Perceptions, Plan of Actions, Eurekas, Deductions, Survey the Areas, and Eye of Truth. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6 times 2, so 12. Shuffling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we can look at these, so we'll see what we have. 2 perceptions, a plan of action, survey the area, and a deduction. Okay, we can work with that. And then the rest of this gets put back here and shuffled. And then we will deal to orange. That is a weakness. Okay, well, we definitely don't want multiple wooden greens. We actually don't need the Pathfinder for this one. I don't want to crack the case right now either. Okay. Gold pocket watch. All right, so we're already starting with that. That can give us an interesting start. Because that will allow us to skip a Mythos. You can also skip an enemy phase too, which will stop Hunter for a round. All right, so let's go ahead and do the setup here. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle this. I shouldn't need to shuffle this, but I'll shuffle this anyway to feel better. And of course, this is our target point, which is Falcon Point. Okay, so I believe the setup for the deck is Falcon Points gets added to like the bottom certain number of cards or something like that. Very similar to other campaigns we've been in. I'm just going to check real quick. Yeah, so we're putting three road stack into play. Choose drivers. Okay, so we do need to handle the vehicles. Each vehicle has to be boarded by at least one investigator. And no more than 2 investigators can be in one vehicle. Now, we have 2 investigators. You could have each of them be in their own vehicle. I would not do that. We're going to take Thomas Dawson's car because it looks kind of nice. So I'm going to put it over here. All right, and then we have to pick someone to be the driver. I'm going to go ahead and pick Zoe. Yeah, I think I'll pick Zoe. We may change, though. Speaking of, can the driver be changed? Choose drivers. There must be at least one driver. Okay, so the driver has to leave the vehicle to switch it, which is fine. If there are 2 to 3 players, search the gather encounter set for 1 random vehicle enemy and spawn that enemy at the rearmost location. It gave us 1 right here. I don't know if it was random or not. Pursuing motorcar, vehicle, humanoid cultist, 4 fight, 2 evade, 4 health. Rearmost location, hunter. When pursuing motorcar attacks you, if you are not in a vehicle, it does +2 damage for this attack. And when the pursuing motorcar attacks an investigator in a vehicle, it attacks each other investigator in that vehicle as well. So it would hit both characters. Hits for 2 damage. Yeah, so these guys are just annoying. They have a lot of health, and they're going to constantly pursue you. Let's see, we already done the Terror of Reef. I think we're good to go. All right, I apologize ahead of time because I'll probably make mistakes here. What about our starting location? Starting thing. So, yeah, it starts in running side face up. That's fine. I'm trying to see. I'm pretty sure we start at the far right, but It doesn't say here. At the front location. There we go. Okay, good to go. So give me 1 moment. All right, let's begin. So I believe it flips the location. Yeah, the other vehicle is removed from the game. That's fine. Trigger that location's road X keyword when it's revealed. Okay. All right, old Innsmouth Road. On the left, the creek-threaded countryside was near, the narrow road to Ipswich gleaming white in the moonlight. All right. So this has Road 1, 1 shroud, 6 clues, victory 1. Forced, when a vehicle leaves this location, investigators at this location as a group must spend 2 clues for each investigator in that vehicle. So 4 in this case. If you cannot, the vehicle's driver test willpower X or foot X, where X is the number of clues they could not spend. If the driver fails, their vehicle is removed from the game, and each investigator in that vehicle takes 10 damage. Limit once per game for each vehicle. So yeah, this thing is brutal. The other thing, of course, is the 6 clues here. That's also kind of brutal. Now, since there's only Road X here, we're just going to take the top card of the road deck and just put it right here. So pretty straightforward. We don't have to make any choices for this one. Now, something to note is while our vehicle is running, it is going to push forward no matter what until we actually stop the vehicle. Speaking of the vehicle, Thomas Dawson's car. Limit 2 investigators in this vehicle. This vehicle is running. Investigators cannot enter or leave it. If you are this vehicle's driver, draw the top card of the encounter deck and then move this vehicle to a connecting road location. So if you want to essentially speed up, it takes an action and it will force you to draw the top cards of the encounter deck. For the most part, you generally never want to do this. For one is you're drawing more encounter cards, but the other reason is you'll move to this location and then at the end of the round you'll move again, which is the point. But then you could run into a situation like Cliffside Road, or you pass a victory location. So this is really only if you're absolutely desperate with the doom clock. Action, if you are this vehicle's driver, you stop this car, flip this vehicle over. So yeah, if you flip it over, all it is the vehicle stop. If you have the vehicle's driver, you can start it again as an action. So if there's a situation where you don't feel comfortable about the clues you have, or you're just trying to stay to get the victory taken care of, you can always stop the vehicle. I've heard you're never supposed to stop the vehicle, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I've been rambling a lot. I apologize. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the encounter deck one more time, and we'll get started. So we got our pursuers coming at us. There really isn't much for Zoe to do. I think I'm going to go ahead and just draw a card. Oh, actually, I might need to stop the vehicle. I'm not going to start with Zoe. I'm going to start with Ursula. So unfortunately, Wit and Green's not going to be doing much here, besides just giving us bonuses, which is better than nothing in most cases. So let's go ahead and, yeah, I'll start with Ursula. I'm going to go ahead and fast out Cryptic Research and draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And what do we have in here? We can do a deduction. So I can get 4 clues from this location easily enough. So yeah, I think the plan is I'm going to go ahead and fast out this magnifying glass. I am going to go ahead and spend an action to get out the golden pocket watch. And that's going to let me at least investigate this location some. All right, so yeah, I'll go ahead and investigate. As a lightning bolt, I am going to go ahead and exhaust this and draw a card from it. I'm going to draw this deduction. Put it in our hand. And then I'll commit this deduction as part of the investigate. So I'm currently 6-1. Ready for that auto fail? Oh, I passed. I'm not going to do whatever this is. All right, I do get 2 clues. I will go ahead and also fast out this segment of Onyx. And then I am going to go ahead and Investigate one more time. We'll go 5 to 1. And we're good to go. All right. Next, we'll have Zoe go. So for this round, I am going to go ahead and stop the vehicle. And then technically, if I were ballsy enough, I could try to just investigate 3 times with Zoe and see what I get, but I think that's way too risky. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and exhaust stick the plan and play Ever Vigilant. So I can play up to 3 assets, each one costs 1 less. I'll play this for free, play this for 3, and play this for 2. Okay. And then last action, I'm going to go ahead and draw a card. All right. That is workable. All right. Enemy phase. Hunter enemy moves up. Upkeep. Mythos. Or not. End of the round. So this doesn't trigger because the vehicle is not running. So we're good on that. So we're not doing any of that. And then at the end of the round, this location is just going to go away, which is fine. We were not going to go back there anyway. And then everything just shifts over. All right, Mythos phase. I'm going to go ahead and remove Golden Pocket Watch from the game and skip the first Mythos phase. So we don't get Doom. We don't draw any encounter cards. We're good to go. All right. All right, so yeah, unless we put pedal to the metal, this guy's going to catch us, which is kind of okay. Keyword being kind of. I mean, we could just let him hit us and then start next round, but I really don't want to. All right, let's go. Also, you can avoid the issues here if you're just going on foot, but going on foot is super slow. All right, investigation phase. I'm not used to doing this without having to deal with the Mythos phase. All right, let's go ahead and just start with Ursula. I'm going to go ahead and yeah, I'm just going to investigate. We'll go 5 to 1. I will go ahead and do Ancestral Knowledge. Actually, we'll wait. I'm just going to investigate 5 to 1. Ah, there's the auto-fail. Alright, so we're going to stay here another round, because I want all the clues. Good. And good. Alright. 2 clues. I mean, unless I get lucky. If I get lucky, we can make something happen here. Alright. Zoe. I'm going to go ahead and use a Mercy Cache. Gain 3 resources, draw a card. I am then going to I will attempt to get the clue, which I can actually help with this. I'm going to go ahead on the lightning bolt. I'm going to go ahead and use Ancestral Knowledge and put this perception in my hand and then commit it. So that will actually make her 5 to 1. We succeed, and she's going to draw 2 cards for that. It's the one that commits it that gets that, and we get the clue here. And then last action, I am going to go ahead and start the car. All right, so it's going to get a little messy here because we're about to get hit for a bunch of damage. All right. So goes to enemy phase. Hunter keyword's going to trigger. We'll have it engage her. So it's going to hit for 2 damage. It's going to hit both of them. So 2 damage here. I'm going to go ahead and use Flesh Ward to soak 1 damage. Also, I'll gain a resource and use Zoe's Cross to do a damage here. And also I'll gain damage there. All right. And this was what, after Hunter keyword? Sure. I will also use Beat Cop to do a damage. Okay. Upkeep. Upkeep. Alright. And then we go forward at the end of the round. I have to spend 4 clues, so we'll spend 1 here. 2, 3, 4, and 4 here. Alright. So that was the first time I've ever tried stopping the car, so, you know, the more you know. Okay. Road 3. Investigators at this location may spend 2 clues as a group to look at the revealed side of any location ahead of this one. Victory 1, 4 clues, 3 shroud. All right, so 1, 2, 3, and then we shuffle and go like that. So that's what it looks like right now. All right. Oh, also, we should have actually removed more locations, but that's okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead, and that was the end of the round. We've already pushed forward. So this is going to go away. This should actually go to the victory. And for the sake of simplicity, we're just going to do it like this. There we go. We're in the back. All right. First, Doom. Ancient Evils. Bumpy Ride. If you are not in a vehicle, test foot 5. If you fail, take 3 damage. In a vehicle, that vehicle's driver does it test foot 3. If the driver fails, each investigator will take 2 damage. Okay. Zoe can go 5 to 3. Yeah, 5 to 3 here. And I'll actually help out with a plan of action. So they'll make it 7 to 3. All right, that's just -1. We pass. No worries there. All right. Also, we weren't taking a move action when we moved with the vehicle, so this pursuing car didn't hit us again. All right. Investigation phase. We got some stuff we need to do. Unfortunately, we don't have very many options. Unless I can get another deduction. All right. Let's start with Ursula. I'm going to go ahead and... What's the difficulty of this location? 3, so I could be, what, 5? I'll go ahead and do Ancestral Knowledge. And I will grab this Perception. And then I'm going to investigate with Set Perception. This will be 5, it'll be 8 to 3. Oh, fuck off. Alright, we're going to stay in here for a bit. Alright, then in that case, let's just do Cryptic Research, draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's a crack the case. That's something, at least. I will go ahead and spend 2 clues to look at a location. The bottom one. Okay, so that's a long way around. We don't want that one. Alright. Next, I'm going to go ahead and investigate again. I'm going to commit a practice makes perfect. Or not commit it, I'm going to use it and search top 9. Alright, I will place this deduction in. Alright, the rest gets shuffled. All right, so I'm right now 6-3. We'll go 7-3 with Eureka. All right, we do pass. I get 2 clues here. I get to keep the deduction, because a practice makes perfect. And I can search top 3. I will happily take that Eye of Truth. Actually, do I want Eye of Truth right now? Let's take that with Tooth of Etsley instead. All right, so we've gotten 2 clues. I'm going to go ahead and spin them. We already know what the bottom one is. Middle one? Okay, so that's the one we want. Okay, so we know cliffside. The middle one is where we want to go. Now the question is, can we resolve this in time? So I have a deduction. I would be, what, 6-3? Okay, I can make this work. I'm going to go ahead and investigate. I'm going to commit deduction and wit and green. So that's 5, 6, 7, 7-3. Oh, fuck off. That's 3 auto fails already. This game can go to hell, I swear. All right. Glad I didn't do practice makes perfect, because holy crap. All right, well, Zoe, you're going to need to stop the vehicle at this rate. I'm going to go ahead and punch this guy. Currently, we are 4-4. We'll go 5-4, 7-4. Okay, we succeed. We do 2 damage, killing it. And I draw a card. I'm going to go ahead and just spin it. I will get out the wolf mask. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the vehicle. Alright, that's it for this round. Hopefully we can keep this up. No enemies. We go to upkeep. Okay, we got a weapon. That's nice. That'll actually help if we get enemies again. Mythos, second Doom. They're catching up. Resolve. If no enemies move at this, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a vehicle is discarded and spawn at the rearmost location. Okay. This will be engaged with us. Hit van. We are the rearmost location at this point. Hunter, retaliate, 3 fight, 3 evade, 5 health. Hit van cannot attack during the same phase it moved via its Hunter keyword. Hits for 1 and 1, by the way. Also, gain a resource. I think I'm okay with just gaining the resource. Alright, Macabre Memento. I have to do Willpower 3. If I fail, I'll take 2 Horror. We'll just go 3-3. I fail, I take 2 Horror. Alright, cool. Investigation phase. I currently have that many cards in my hand. Alright. Spend 1 to go ahead and do Existential Riddle. This is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'll be a 4-1 test. 4-1, huh? Well, good luck. Okay, I passed. Thank freaking God. Alright, so this guy is now automatically evaded. And he's now aloof. So he'll just hang out. Alright, next I'm going to go ahead and investigate twice. Sorry about that. I apparently hit my Steam thing. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and spin. I'm going to investigate twice. The first one I'm going to use Practice Makes Perfect. Search top 9. I'll pick this Eye of Truth. Alright, that will make us 9-3. We pass. Goes in my hand. Get a clue. This goes away. And then I'll investigate one more time. This time I'm going to go ahead and commit a survey of the... yeah, I'll commit a survey of the area. This will make us 8-3. Thank freaking God. All right. We have clues. I'm going to go ahead and use crack the case and gain 3 resources. All right. Then Zoe is going to go ahead and spend 4 to get out the runic axe, start the vehicle, and try to get the hell out of here. So I believe it's the middle one I said was the right one. We've already scanned which one's the correct one, so I'm not going to bother with all that other extra nonsense. All right, I'm just going to draw a card. Oh, Smite the Wicked. That's both good and bad. Oh, good, it's you. Winged one. All right. I'll gain a resource. I'm going to use it to put a damage on this guy. Use Beat Cop to put another damage on him. So, good news is we found our weakness, and we found it while we were in the back. It would have been worse if we were up towards the front, because then we would have had to like make it come to us or something. This thing is going to hit us once, but that's okay. That is everybody. We'll go ahead and do enemy phase. I'm going to get hit for 1 and 1. Yeah, oh, geez. Oh, yeah, I'll take a horror here, and then I will soak the damage. There we go. Upkeep. Mythos. Third. Oh, actually, before Mythos, we push forward. Alright, this is another one of these cliffside roads. 2 Shroud, 4 clues this time. Put you here. Alright. 1 second. Alright, just making sure. I've already increased the Mythos, or the Doomed clock, so... rearmost location. Fog over Innsmouth. Test willpower 3. If you fail, either... Yeah, do all that stuff. Got it. I'm going to go ahead and commit Eye of Truth to this. We'll go 7-3. Oh, come on! What am I supposed to do? That is the 4th auto-fail for her. Just for her, too. I'm almost dead just from just failing checks all over the place. Alright, so Shroud's increased by 1. Alright. I'm going to start with Ursula. So the question is, can I pass by 3? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spend 4 to get out Winton Green, because I need the soak at this point. Help us at least 6-2 now, so I'll just investigate normally from here. Alright, 6-2, 6-2. Alright, we pass both, we get both clues. Alright. We have enough clues for moving, that's the good news. Bad news is everything else. This guy does not attack after doing Hunter, so I don't need to worry too much about him. Alright, meanwhile over here with Zoe, let's do what we can. So, I'm going to attack with Runic Axe. So currently, I am 6-3. Power's not going to help here, because I do 1 less damage with melee attacks. But, with this 1 charge, I can go, I don't know, Accuracy and Elders. Yeah, Accuracy and Elders. So that's going to make us 8-3. And that would be... Oh yeah, earlier we were actually, sorry, we were 6-3. Sorry, I forgot about this thing. But as long as it wasn't the Elder thing, we were fine. But over here, we are currently 8-3. So I'll go ahead and commit this as well. Go 10-3. 10-3. All right. We succeed. I do a damage. I get a clue from here. All right. That's 1. I'm going to go ahead and attack again, spending 1 charge. At this point, I will go ahead and spend 2 charges. I'm going to do Glory Elder. I'll go Glory Elder's Power Accuracy. And I'll use an offering again. So again, I'll be 10-3. Alright, that will do a damage. Alright, sorry, I needed to change that. I'm going to use Beat Cup to do a damage here first, then do all that. Which will actually make me 9-3. I still passed, but I'll show another token to show I passed, and then that'll kill it. I passed by a lot, so I do get the clue here. I also get to heal, which I will. This dies. Smite the Wicked's taken care of. And I still have an action remaining, which I'm going to use to get out something worth fighting for. Okay. I think we got something working here. Enemy phase. This guy's going to come and say hi. I'll have him engage. I'll gain a resource. And I'm... At this point, yeah, I'll go ahead and just do a damage back. Here you go. Alright, thankfully this does not attack with Hunter keyword. Alright, and then at the... Oh, also this guy moves up. But he's not going to do anything because he is aloof. He's just going to be with us. Alright. Upkeep. Mythos. Alright, well, but first we're going to end up moving forward. We have to spend 4 clues. So we'll spend 2 here. 2 here. So we don't fall off the cliff. This guy will actually hang back. He doesn't actually follow us. This guy does, though. Alright. This will go into our victory display. All this gets shifted back. Tight turn. Road 1. When a vehicle leaves this location, investigators at this location must spend 2 clues for each investigator in that vehicle. For each clue that wasn't spent, an investigator in that vehicle will take 1 damage. Okay. Alright. This is resolved. We will get a Doom and keep going. Oh, also one of these. Malfunction. Alright, this gets attached. So funny enough, the vehicle will keep moving forward. It's just now I can't turn it off. Which is a little unfortunate. Fracture Consciousness. Test Book 3. If you reveal a tablet, you automatically fail and then suffer. Okay. I am currently 5-3. I'll go ahead and commit Jake Williams. We'll go 7-3. Hey, we passed. That's different. Okay. Okay. Investigation phase. So 3 Shroud. This guy has 3 Fight. Oh, I do get an offering back. I should make a note of that. All right. Let's so I can go what 6-3 now. Yeah, let's go ahead and spend an act. Oh, actually, I don't have any money. I have no money. All right, we're just gonna go 6-3. Good. 6-3. Good. And yeah, 6-3. All right, so we just need to get one clue from this location. Everything else is a bonus. All right. Let's go. So currently we're 5-3. Just kind of considering our options here. We can commit strong arm. All right, we'll swing at this thing. We'll go accuracy and elders with strong arm. And that'll make it so it's that's 5, 6, 7, 8. That is 8-3. Nine to 3. So we'll do an extra 2 damage. And you know what? I'll go ahead and just do glory and power as well. All right, so the total is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're 9-3. All right, we pass by a lot, so it's going to do 1, powers 2, 3, 4. Does 4 damage, killing this guy immediately. Glory is going to trigger. I will use it to, at this point, draw a card. I pass by a lot, so I do get the clue here. As you count as in that location when you're in a vehicle. Equal to or greater than the, yeah. So we got up a clue here. We're good to go on that front. This goes away. This goes away. I still have some actions left, so I'm going to gain a resource and then play Brand of Gathoga. So gain a resource, play Brand. There we go. Not too bad. We got all the clues here. That's perfect. I can't stop the vehicle even if I wanted to. So we go enemy phase. He's going to come say hi. He's aloof. Upkeep. Okay, we got a segment of Onyx finally. Mythos. Or before Mythos, we're going to be moving forward. We have to spend 4 clues, which we will. I'll spend 1 here. Spend 3 here. All right, so this one doesn't have any victory, so we don't need to worry too much about it. It also has road 1. All right, when a vehicle leaves this location, investigators at this location as a group must spend 2 clues for each investigator in that vehicle. If you don't, you take horror. So it's the opposite of the tight turn here. Also, the tight turn didn't have victory to begin with either, so we didn't actually need to worry about stopping. All right, in any case, everything's going to shift over. These go away. This goes in victory. Everything shifts over. All right, Mythos. We're at 5 of 8. Memory of Oblivion. We have to do a 4-4 test. If we fail, we discard cards. Got it. How's this work? I can resolve. Oh yeah, I do the effects based off that. Okay. I'm gonna just do take heart and 4-4. We fail. We fail by 1, so I discard 1 card from my hand. I'll discard, I don't know, shortcut. Gain 2 resources, and draw 2 cards. Okay, over here. Macabre Memento again. I am 4-3. All right, 4-3. Good luck. I could do. Sure, I'll do Plan of Action, and or I'll do Ancestral Knowledge, draw Plan of Action, and commit it. That'll make us 6-3. All right, we pass. All right, go to investigation phase. All right, so we just need to get 4 clues, and then we'll be good to go. If we can get all the clues here, though, that would be nice. Let's go ahead and we won't be able to get all of them, unfortunately. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get all of them because it's we don't have any enemies to hit here. Task Force, I can't really do anything with that. I don't think, anyway. Yeah, let's go ahead and just spend the 3. Get out Grim Memoir, and then we'll investigate using Grim Memoir. Good. Draw a card. Oh, got our weakness. All right, that weakness is just going to hit us for 2 horror. There's not anything we can do about it. It won't hit us this round, though. All right, and then, yeah, do 1 more time. All right, pass, draw a card. Oh, good, all of our weaknesses. Also, this was -1. Yeah, we definitely got it. So, got 2 clues, which is enough to do stuff there. Then we add a bunch of these in here. And that's unfortunately it. Okay. Meanwhile, Zoe. Yeah, I can't really investigate this. I can commit to task force. That's about it. I've already used ancestral knowledge. Yeah, I'm just going to draw a card. Oh, good. What's my next card? Brandon Cathuga. So all Brandon Cathugas have been removed from the game. Okay, draw another card. And draw another card. Oh, safeguard's not useful either. All right. We'll go enemy phase. These guys will move up. Upkeep. Okay, Eleanor Harper will help. Crack the case. All right, we'll go ahead and spend our 4 clues here as we push forward. 4 Shroud, 2 Road. Investigators at this location can spend 2 clues as a group to look at the revealed side. Blah, 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 blah. Got it. So we're going to go here and here. Well, this one's easy. We just have to spend 2 clues. All right. Then this goes away. Has no victory on it. These shift over. Okay. And then, yeah, Mythos. We're 6 of 8. Rearmost location, so you go here. So this guy's going to ram into us again, which is going to be unpleasant. Hybrid Assassin, Hunter. After Hybrid Assassin moves via its Hunter keyword, if it is unengaged, resolve its Hunter keyword again. Limit once per round. 3 fight, 3 health, 1 evasion, vehicle, human, hybrid. It's for 1 horror. Aren't you a treat? All right. Well, this will be easy enough to work with. I'm going to start with Zoe. So Zoe, I'm going to go ahead and have you... We'll go hunt. Well, actually, we'll just spin 2. All right. So yeah, we're spending 2 here. So it's going to be... We'll do Glory, Elders, Hunt, and Power. So I'll put us at, what, 5 to 3 right now? All right, so I'm doing Hunt, so I'm going to get engaged by this guy, which will get me a resource. I'll spend a resource to do the Zoe's Cross to do 1 damage. I also get an offering. And then I will commit an Overpower. So I'm 5, 7. I'm 7 to 3 right now. I will spend an offering, go 9 to 3. I go, what, 10 to 3? You know what? Instead of power, we'll do accuracy. Okay, so change of plans. It will be no glory. We'll go Elders, Hunt, accuracy, power. and I'm not going to do the Zoe's Cross. Okay, so what's that put us at? We still have the Overpower. We still have the Wolf Mask committed. So it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're 11 to 3. That's -6. So I hit, but I unfortunately did not do enough to get rid of the nonsense here. So I do 2 damage. These go away. I do draw a card. Oh, good, that stand together would be nice. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and attack one more time. So at this point, I want Glory, Elders. We can do Accuracy Power again. Now put us at 5, 6, 7, and we'll go 8, 9 here. All right, this time we pass by enough to kill this guy. I will go ahead and heal the damage. I will get a clue. And then for my last action, I am going to go ahead and do Stand Together. Gain 2 resources, draw 2 cards. Gain 2 resources, draw 2 cards. Okay. So that's the good news. All right, meanwhile, Ursula. You got Call of the Unknown over here. I'll put it in one of these locations. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and investigate using Grim Memoir. So that's 8 or 6. Yeah, it'll be, sorry. Yeah, 6, 8 to 4. That's just -1, so that's 7 to 4. So I do pass by enough to draw a card, gain a clue. We are going to go ahead and spin both clues to see which one's the correct route. It is not that one. So it's the top one. So I'm just going to go ahead and just shift these down since that's the one we're going to. All right, next I am going to go ahead and also, since this is the last clue, I will go ahead and do Crack the Case to gain 4 resources. All right, I'm then going to go ahead and spend 3 to get out Tooth of Etzli. And then I'm going to I'll go ahead and fast out the Segments of Onyx. Thankfully, we do have a spare slot now for the Pendant of the Queen. We have that ready for us. I could use that to keep the Pursuing Motorcar off our back. You know what? I'm going to do that. We'll do Pendant of the Queen to exhaust this guy, so he won't chase after us. All right. I still have an action remaining. At this point, I will just do a... We'll try to fix the malfunction. 5 to 3. We'll go 6 to 3 with Zoe here, using Task Force. We pass. Yeah, there's... Wait, how many cards are left? 6 or fewer, so we do actually pass. Because that's just -3, and yeah, we're 6 to 3. Okay, yay, thank you for the commit. All right, so this goes away, so now we can stop the car if we need to. I don't think we will, but we can. And then I am going to end up taking, unfortunately, I'm going to take 2 horror damage, which I can't do anything about. Oh, actually, something worth fighting for may be assigned horror dealt to other investigation or location. We will put it on this. There you go. This, unfortunately, will get shuffled back into our deck that has 6 cards in it. Yeah. Enemy phase. These guys will come and say hi. Upkeep. course. All right. End of round. We're gonna go here. Hey, it's this place. Road 2. Again, this you can look at 2 clues to see what's the right way. Okay. Nothing's gonna get shifted over. Or 7 of 8. Oh, I do need to obviously place roads down. So let's go ahead and do that now. Good to go. All right. I've already placed the doom. Yeah. Okay. I get engaged here. I'll gain the resource. Also, this place has 5 shroud. Okay, good luck. Ancient Evils, we do advance. All right. Just our luck. Just as you think you might be able to escape unscathed, you hear the telltale sputtering of your engine struggling to keep up with your demands. You curse and briefly stop your car before it stalls. You have only seconds to get it started again before the cultists catch up to you. Flip over each vehicle that is running, so that is stopped. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. If there are 3 to 4 investigations in the game, you get another vehicle or malfunction effect. Okay, well, we're not 3 to 4, so that's good. So we just do a shuffle. All right. They're catching up. Resolve the hunter keyword of each enemy in play. All right, Fracture Consciousness. We're currently 5 to 3. I'll commit Eye of Truth to this. We'll try it. Why not? 9 to 3. Hey, we passed. I'll go ahead and use Tooth of Etsley to draw a card. And this will get set over here for a bit. All right, investigation. Let's start with Zoe. How do we want to do this? Oh, I should get an offering back, by the way. So I will. All right, so here's the plan. I'm going to go ahead and I have to deal with this assassin. Wait, I made a mistake. 1 second. Okay, sorry, we need to rewind. So I didn't actually draw those 2 cards, which means I didn't do the Eye of Truth or this card. This all gets. I'm just going to shuffle everything back in, since this does reveal information to me. Yeah, we had already drawn our Mythos cards. It was the Ancient Evils. So the good news is, Pursuing Motorcar is not catching up to us right now. All right, now we're back to doing what we're supposed to be doing. Okay, also means I don't get to draw this card either, because I didn't actually do a test. Okay. Zoe, let's do some stuff. We want... All right, we want at least Elders and Accuracy. So that's going to put us at 7 to 3. We can go 9 to 3 and 10 to 3. We can go 11 to 3. So that's 11 to 3. I have actually, instead of that, we'll go Strong Arm. All right, so Runic Axe will put me at 5, 6, 7 because I'm doing Accuracy. Okay, yeah, doing Accuracy. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. So we're 12 to 5, or 12 to 3, sorry. Worst case, besides curses, will put me 9 to 3. So I'll be beating it by 6. So we actually don't need this task force. So making sure I do this right. 5, 6, 7, 8, 11 versus 3. I can go down to 7 to 3. Wait, I did math wrong. I fail at math. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. 12 to 3. And the worst I can get is -4 if I don't get curses. Okay, yeah, that works. Okay. So we got that going for us. So we're doing, just to clarify, accuracy and elders. All right, we pass by plenty, so we do a damage. I do get a clue here. These go... Oh, sorry, I do 2 damage because of strong arm. All right, and then we're going to do accuracy and elders again. So accuracy and elders. So currently, again, we're 5, 6, 7. We're 7 to 3. We'll go 10 to 3 and 12 to 3 with an offering. So we're 12 to 3 again. Good luck. All right, that's enough to kill it. I didn't do glory this time, but I do get the clue here. Last action, I'm going to start the vehicle, which I had forgotten to flip over in the first place. Yeah, it was important that she does it, because else it causes... she's the driver. I am going to go ahead and spin 2 clues to figure out which place I want to go to. It's probably that one. Yeah, that's Desolate Road, right? Yep, that is victory. Okay, cool. Okay, so Ursula, we'll put this here. And unfortunately, we're going to end up taking some punishment soon if we don't fix this issue. All right, so here's the plan. I'm going to go ahead and use Pendant of the Queen to exhaust this pursuing motor car. Keeping this here is really good, by the way. It ensures they stay back at the end here. Yep. So we're good to go on that front. In the meantime, I will go ahead and draw a card, draw a card, and I'm going to go ahead and just spend 3 to go ahead and replace this Grim Memoir with a fresh one. Also, what do I have left in here? Okay. All right. I am going to take 2 horror again. We'll have it soak something worth fighting for, and then take a horror on you. All right. Shuffle. Let's hope I don't get screwed. All right. Enemy phase. You are exhausted. This guy's staying with us. He's just aloof. Upkeep. Okay. We didn't get screwed this time. We will in a second, but not this time. Mythos. First doom. Oh, the order is out for blood, by the way. All right. So we have 8 rounds to finish, by the way, which I think we'll be okay with. We're doing great. Also, I did forget to move. Obviously, we're going to go for the bottom one. All right. This one is when a vehicle leaves this location, you have to spend 4 clues, essentially. If not, you have to spawn vehicles on you. So 2 shroud, 4 clues. Cool stuff. All right, let's go ahead and draw cards. Ancient Evils. That might be a problem. All right, so second doom. Eyes in the Trees. Test willpower 4. If you fail, you must either discard an asset you control or discard 1 card from your hand for each point you fail by. Honestly, I'm not that concerned about it. Let's go Tooth of Etsley, Eureka, Shortcut, and Shortcut. So that's going to be 8 to 4. Or sorry, take back a shortcut. Tooth of Etsley is giving me +1. So 8 to 4 with this. We pass. I'm going to go ahead and use Eureka first. Oh, I'm glad I did. Holy crap. I will grab this Existential Riddle. Shuffle. Use Tooth of Etsley. Draw a card. Okay, last card is the bad card. Okay, so that's all resolved. We're in the investigation phase. Let's let's get to work. All right. Yeah, unfortunately, our options for healing is kind of limited. I will go ahead and start with yeah, we have to start with Ursula first. Yeah, there's not much I can do about it. All right, we're starting with Ursula first. We're going to go ahead and investigate using Grim Memoir. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to use Pendant of the Queen. And shuffle all these in. Alright, so with Pendant of the Queen, I am going to grab the clue here. And then I'm investigating. We're going to be 8 to 2. Get a clue. Draw a card. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and fast out this segment of Onyx while I can. I'll do another Grim Memoir. 6, 7, 8 again. 8 to 2. Alright, that's only -3. We do pass. We get rid of a curse. So that was 5 to 2, so I still pass and get a card. Here's the clue. And then last one, again, 8 to 2. Okay, good to go. Draw a card. Okay, we got our weakness. It won't trigger this round, though, so that's good. And we got all the clues we need. So we have the stuff we need to keep going forward, by the way. All right. Meanwhile, with Zoe here, I'll go ahead and do... I'm going to go ahead and spin 4 to go ahead and get out Eleanor Harper. Actually, no, I won't do that yet. I'm first going to do Stand Together. Gain 2 resources, draw 2 cards. 1, 2. You gain 2 resources, draw 2 cards. You will take a horror. Yeah, we're cutting it close for Ursula here, unfortunately. There's not much I can do about it. Alright, next I'm going to go ahead and spin 4. Actually, I'm not going to spin 4. I'm going to draw a card. And then spin 4 to get out this B-Cop, because that was the last card in our deck. Alright. So this won't trigger this round, but it will trigger next round, and then we're going to be in some trouble. To say the least. Alright. Enemy phase. These guys will move up. And then upkeep. You will take 1 horror, which we'll put on you. Okay, 2 of Vetsley. I'm going to get rid of the Pathfinder because it's not going to help us here. Alright, vehicle goes forward. We will spend the 4 clues to avoid the pain. Intersection. So this is Road 3. Investigation at this location. Spend 2 clues to reveal and all that good stuff. Okay. Alright, so this is going to go away. It has no victory, so it doesn't matter. This is all going to get pushed back. This is the last fork in the road, so we got that going for us. Okay. Let's go ahead and get our 3rd Doom. Ancient Evils, don't want that. Bumpy Ride, okay. Let's see if we can make it. Non-in-vehicle test foot 5. If you fail, take 3 damage. Okay, we are in the vehicle, so it's going to be foot 3. I will commit an Eye of Truth. So we are currently 9 to 3. Please don't have me take damage. Actually, damage is the least of my problem right now. I'll use Ancestral Knowledge to draw this card and commit it. There we go. This will be 9 to 3. Or sorry, 10 to 3. Tooth of Etsley. You pass. I will draw a card with Tooth of Etsley. All right, investigation phase. All right. Here goes nothing. So we need to get all the clues here for multiple reasons. So let's get to work. This place has 4 shroud. All right. I'm going to go, call the unknown. I have to pick a location, not this one. It doesn't really matter. It's just going to hit me for 2 horror. And then I get to cry for the rest of the campaign. By the way, if I do lose Ursula, I will just consider it a failed campaign, because Karen's Oval. Alright. Let's go ahead and spend 2, to get the rest of the segment of Onyx out, and get our Pin to the Queen out again. I will then grab a clue from here. I will then investigate using Grim Memoir. I will do Practice Makes Perfect. Search top 9. Deduction, I will take it. Alright, so currently we are 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 to 4. There's only 1 curse left in the bag. So 9 to 4, good luck. Okay, we passed. We get to draw a card. This goes in my hand. We get 2 clues. I'll go ahead and spend those 2 clues to see what this location is. It is the location we're looking for, isn't it? Yep, Road 1. Alright, cool. That is the correct location. Alright, with that in mind, I'm 6 to 4 right now. Any way to make that a little bit better? I'll go ahead and gain a resource and then fast out a magnifying glass. And then I'll investigate. This will make us 7 to 4. It's -3, so I do barely pass. I'll grab this clue. I'll use this Crack the Case to get 4 resources. Also, we have a Wit and Green. We have a Wit and Green, so we might not end up dying. Keyword being might not end up dying. All right. Meanwhile, with Zoe here, there's a chance I could draw my weakness, which will be a problem. I'm going to go ahead and spend 4. Go ahead and get Eleanor Harper out. And then I'm just going to gain. I mean, I could speed 4, but that's not going to help us. I'm going to go ahead and just gain 2 resources. Okay. Enemy Hunter. During the Hunter phase, these guys will move up. Upkeep. Ever Vigilant. Upkeep. Also, into the. Oh, sorry. This has to be done first. Shuffle this back in. We'll kill off Wit and Green. Shuffle and then draw. Okay. Sorry, it had to be reshuffled back in the deck. It should have happened at the end of the round. All right. With all that said and done, let's go ahead and move up to this location. Same thing. This just as the horror has Road 1. This thing has victory, so it goes here. These guys get pushed back. All right, we're 3 locations away. We're cutting it close here. Good news is there's no more side roads to worry about. So as long as we don't cycle through the deck again, I think we're okay. I think there's 1 Ancient Evils left in the bag. Yeah, just 1. So yeah, we should be okay. All right, Mythos. Oh, sorry. Also, Road 1. Catching up. Hunter resolve Hunter keywords. And resolve Hunter keywords. Okay. So that guy's going to be with us. We can solve that problem. Yeah, we can solve that problem. That's not too bad. All right, investigation phase. This place has 4 shroud. Because of course it does. All right. How do we want to do this? We'll start with Ursula. Spend 4 to get out another wooden green, please. Then I'm going to investigate. We're currently 7 to... Yeah, we're 7 to 4. I'm going to commit a deduction. That'll be 8 to 4. Alright, we pass. We get 2 clues. Alright, so we have the clues necessary to avoid taking horror, which we desperately need to do now. Alright, that leaves me with an action, so that's nice. I am going to go ahead and use Pin to the Queen to stop this guy. And then I'm just going to gain a resource. Yeah, we're just going to gain a resource. I don't want to risk drawing my weakness again. Meanwhile, with Zoe here, I'm just going to go ahead and... I mean, I honestly don't have much to worry about. I'll go ahead and spend 2 to get out Safeguard as something just to discard if I need to. And then I'm just going to gain some more resources. Because, again, I'm also worried about getting my weakness here. Enemy phase, this guy's still with us. This guy is exhausted. Yeah, we'll just do upkeep. Okay, stand together. Crack the case. Alright, we'll cycle through here. I have to spend... Oh, you must spend 1 clue for each investigator. It's a little different. We'll spend 2 clues then. Okay, road 1, and again, it's same as the other one, but only requires 2 clues. And since we managed to guess correctly earlier, we actually have the spare clues for that. Alright. We'll go ahead and cycle this over here. Cycle this over here. Get rid of all that. Alright, and then all this is going to shift over. Alright. There's only 1 location left in this deck. Okay. We'll go 6 of 9. Macabre Memento. I'll have Ursula commit a Eye of Truth to that. So that'll make it 8 to 3. Good luck. We pass, so this will get attached to this. Hazard in the Trees. Okay. Or, sorry, Eyes in the Trees. Alright, I'm 5 to 4. 6 to 4, 7 to 4, 8 to 4. We pass. We'll draw a card first, and then search top 3. I will happily take that Eye of Truth. Okay. Investigation. Okie dokie. Let's keep this going. I have Pen to the Queen. Oh yeah, you should have unexhausted earlier. I'm gonna go ahead and just investigate this location. We are 7 to 4. We'll have Task Force be committed, so that'll be 8 to 4. We pass. Grab 1 clue. We'll investigate 1 more time. We'll commit a Ever Vigilant, so it's going to be 9 to 4. Got the clue. Alright, we'll go ahead and do Pen to the Queen to exhaust the pursuing motor car. Keep that offer back for a bit. Okay, last action, I'm just going to... Oh, also, I'll do Crack the Case to get 4 resources. And last action, I'm just going to gain a resource. Because I'm scared. Meanwhile, Zoe. Just gain 3 resources. Can't afford to take any other risk. Alright. Enemy phase, these guys will move up. You're exhausted. Upkeep, you're no longer exhausted. Okay. That'll be the end of the round. We push forward. I will spend the 2 clues to avoid taking damage. Last one. When a vehicle leaves this location, investigators at this location as a group must spend 2 clues, so 4 clues to avoid taking damage. Okay, and then this is the last location. Okie dokie then. Well, at this point, I'll probably just rush the inn. We don't need to worry about any victory locations. So, yeah. So let's go ahead and get our thing here. I can't see. If you are not in a vehicle, test willpower 5. If you fail, take 3 horror. If you are in a vehicle, test willpower 3. If you fail, each investigator takes 2 horror. That's bad. We'll commit this Eye of Truth to that. So it'll be 8 to 3. Please don't fail. Good. So now this is also attached. Alright, cool. And then yours. Rearmost location. Have fun. Alright. Investigation phase. For each clue that they could not spend an investigator at that location, limit once per game for each vehicle. Okay. Well, I have enough to at least prevent... Is it 4 damage then? I don't know. It's weird. The game's weird. 2 Shroud. So I'm just going to investigate twice. Yeah, investigate twice, 7 to 2. Good. Good. Get 2 clues. I will go ahead and just investigate one more time because I have nothing better to do. That's -3, we still pass. Okay. Zoe. So the way this works, draw the topmost card of the encounter deck, then move this vehicle to a connecting road location, max once per round. I'm going to go ahead and put the pedal to the metal. I will draw an encounter card. Fog over Innsmouth. I am 4 to 3 right now. I'll commit Steadfast and make it 7 to 3. We pass. I will choose to take the... I'll just increase the Shroud. So with that, we now move to the connecting location, which is Falcon Point Approach. Objective, if each undefeated investigator is at Falcon Point, approach, advance. The road continues to wind up the side of the cliff. The lighthouse beacon at the peak shines through the fog, luring you closer. Alright, so just out of curiosity. Okay. I was seeing if that was going to be our weakness. The weakness is... Oh, it was actually a last card. Okay, so we were actually pretty safe. For the most part, we got really front-loaded with all the victory locations, which definitely slowed us down because I wanted all of them. But towards the end, it was just smooth sailing, to be honest. Also, guessing correctly on this 3-road location helped out a lot as well. So, yeah, let's go ahead and advance. Safe at last? I think we've lost him, Agent Harper shouts, peeking her head out of your car's window. You glance at your rear view mirror and confirm that you no longer see the glaring headlights of your pursuers. Warm relief flutters through you. It's finally over, for now. Resolution 1. Alright. And the good news is we can spend experience. You breathe a sigh of relief as you see the distant lighthouse beacon pierce the fog. Let's pull over here and make the rest of the trip on foot, Harper suggests. If there's anybody still in that lighthouse, it would be best if they didn't hear us approach. Her advice is sound. You're not sure what to expect once you reach Falcon Point, but all signs point to it being another outpost for the Order. You double-check to make sure you aren't being followed, then pull over by the side of the road. Gathering your belongings from the car's trunk, you begin to trek to Falcon Point Lighthouse. Investigators reach Falcon Point before sunrise. Yep. And then we get Victory X. Yep, we get Victory X. It doesn't say anything about not spending it like in the previous ones. Do not spend any of it yet. So this one did not have the bold letters, so we can spend. All right. Let's go ahead and get all of these out of the way. So yeah, we had a bit of a rough start, to say the least. The 3 autofails on Ursula was really, really hurtful. We didn't actually have many weapons in the beginning either. I'm very glad I went more of a support utility belt type role for the runic axe, because that the Inscription of Elders helped out a ton. It allowed us to just focus on keep pushing forward to kind of make up some lost tempo. We stopped for several rounds too, and we barely made it in time because of all the doom we collected. Yeah, we drew what, 5 ancient evils, I think. So it was quite a bit, either 4 or 5 in total. So definitely rough. Doing the extensional riddle, I think, helped out a lot. I could have done it again if I needed to. We were very lucky. Being held back in the beginning definitely helped to ensure that we can take care of Zoe's weakness. So that kind of helped. The main reason we got stalled was for multiple reasons. One was there was a lot of clues in the beginning that we just had to get if we wanted to get the victory. Also, we just needed a lot of clues, period, just so we don't, die. Because with all those autofails we were getting, there was a good chance I was going to throw myself off a cliff there. But yeah, that was pretty cool. So yeah, that was the first time I've done that actually legit incorrectly. It's still not that bad. Once you kind of get your momentum going and get the Pen of the Queen out, it seems like everything else kind of falls into place. I'm very glad we got the gold pocket watch at the beginning, because that definitely saved us a lot of trouble in the beginning. It mostly just made up for all the failures that Ursula gave us. So yeah, I definitely like the Inscription of Elders, not just because it provides a clue if you beat it by enough, but it gives me reasons to actually have all these extra commit cards. Because, obviously we're fighting things that only have like 4 or 3 fight stuff, and I'm already up to 8 and stuff. But if I wanted to get, if I wanted to get that clue, I had to push it even further beyond that. So good stuff there. Anyway, sorry, I'm kind of just rambling at this point. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the rest are non. Yep. So that's 8 experience points. So Zoe's going to have 9. Ursula's going to have 10. Karen's Opal. Also, the other scary thing was, since I was auto-failing so much, Ursula took a lot of horror damage, and it hurt a lot. Well, actually, no, the thing that hurt us the most was our weakness. Getting that reshuffled again and again is just really costly. Alright, give me a moment. Alright, so with 1 XP banked, we have 9 experience for Zoe to spend. This is going to be pretty straightforward. We're just going to take advantage of our down the rabbit hole and upgrade as much as we can. So upgrading both our Vicious Blows to level 2 cost 1 each because of down the rabbit hole. We're going to upgrade our Safeguard to level 2, which we haven't really been using. So that's 4 in total. And then I'm upgrading both Overpowers to level 2, which will be a total of 8 XP. And with that, her stuff is done. She kind of has everything she needs. Everything else is kind of just a luxury. Yeah, there's nothing else there's literally nothing else I can upgrade. So from here, it's just me looking up other skill cards to play around with, I guess. Meanwhile, over here, I have 10 XP. We had 8 and then plus 2 because of Karen's Opal, which nearly killed us this time. So with 10 XP, I'm upgrading both deductions to level 2 finally. So it gets an extra book icon. It can potentially get you 3 clues at a time. I'm also going to go ahead and replace one of the 2 Tooth of Etzli's with the red clock, which we have shown off before with Akachi. So this is just a kind of a way to get more. Well, it gets us potentially more economy gradually. Also can get us extra actions and tempo and all that good stuff. Also, the +3 to a skill value definitely is a nice thing. And then we will actually upgrade our magnifying glasses. So it was 4 for the deductions, 4 for red clock because it's exceptional, and then 2 more for the magnifying glasses for a total of 10. And that is our deck. So the only thing that I'm really missing with Ursula right now is I probably want to go ahead and get one more Relic Hunter so I can have all the fancy cards at once. Pen of the Queen, Tooth of Etzli, and all that combined. Because I still have 1 Tooth of Etzli in the deck, which definitely helped a little bit. So definitely no qualms about that. In any case, we're going to go ahead and also I think for that entire session I was treating the tablets as -3. They're actually -2. Who would have thought? In any case, you're down to 1 XP, and you're down to 0. All right. So with that, we'll be going into a Light in the Fog. This one's kind of confusing, just simply because how everything's connected in this one. Oops, I don't know where I went on that. Yeah, this one. So yeah, this one it's kind of weird because it's like everything's connected to each other if they're on the same row type situation. It's very, very different from everything else we've done. So in any case, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I am the Depressed Viewer. This was Arkham Horror, the card game. We're doing Innsmouth Conspiracy. We just did a Horror in High Gear and didn't die. And next time will be a Light in the Fog. See ya.